What's up, everybody? It is Sunday, March 6th, 2022. And this is going to be my second video of the day. I have no idea if I'm going to pump out a bunch today or what the deal is going to be. But potentially another major prep, especially right now, knowing that we are more than likely rolling into World War III, rolling into the end times, is what I personally do on a regular basis anyway, is intermittent fasting. I've been doing it for a few years now because I'm a professional wrestler here in the Colorado Springs and Colorado area, and at the time it was just an easy way for me to cut up without doing a whole bunch of cardio in my late 40s when my knees are half shot. I saw Joe Rogan interview George St. Pierre. George St. Pierre had a lot of praise for intermittent fasting, and I felt like a guy at that level, if he could compete at that kind of level as a UFC fighter with intermittent fasting, then it should work for, an indie pro wrestler like me. And next thing you know, I dropped like 20 something pounds of body fat without really making any major adjustments with workouts or anything like that. So it kind of helps gear you toward potentially going into the OMAD or 1 meal a day eating routine. I don't usually do 1 meal a day, but I can do 1 meal a day if I need to. I do it once or twice a month probably. The average eating schedule for me right now is in the 18 and 6, 19 and 5 range, but it's pretty easy to push to 20 and 4, and sometimes I OMAD it up. So if food starts getting scarce, folks, if inflation makes food so expensive that you just can't afford it, even if it's there, if you prepare for this now, intermittent fasting improves your health in multiple ways. So you can look at it as a prep that is just, it's helping you physically, if you're wanting to drop weight, if you're wanting to just get your body to straighten itself out a little bit more. It's pretty, I was about to say it's pretty easy. It's not necessarily easy. You're going to deal with being hangry. That's just the way it is. Build up to it. If you can't even do the 16 and 8, if you have to start out with the 12 hour, work up to the 14 hour, and then work up to the stereotypical 16 hour fasting window. Build it up that way. That's basically what I did. And then it was easy to get to 17 and 7 right off the bat because of my work schedule. During the day, I'm an electrician, so I basically set it up to where my first meal was at 9:30 break. And then by the time I got home, I basically tried to be done eating by about 4:30. So I usually would eat when I got home. Half the time nowadays, I don't eat until noon, and then get home and eat my last meal basically right after I get home. And the family has jumped on that schedule. If you can push eating until later, it just opens up so much more flexibility. If something comes up and all of a sudden you're going out to eat dinner and you're going to wind up eating later, and you don't want to have to worry about did I mess up my eating window or all that. You know, to be able to get into that 19 and 5, 20 and 4 range gives you that flexibility, to where if all of a sudden stuff gets squirrely and it goes out the window, well, guess what? You probably will still at least hit your 16 and 8. On occasion, on a wrestling weekend, my calorie consumption winds up being pretty light during the day leading up to going out there and wrestling, because I kind of get a nervous stomach at times, and I don't want a bunch of food in my stomach. You take the wrong bump with a bunch of food in your stomach, and you can wind up just throwing up in the ring. And I've been down that road early in my career, and it can spoil a show, in my opinion. So I do my best to let my stomach be empty. So afterwards, I kind of will eat whatever, and that weekend potentially winds up it goes out the window for like a day. But that's not necessarily bad. Just, contemplate this, folks, for multiple reasons. For end times preparedness, because, it is prophesied, folks. We're going to have a major war. We're going to have a famine. We're going to have pestilences, so as far as preparing for a famine, along with, finding ways to, store up some food, finding ways to be self-sufficient, having the ability to go to one meal a day and cut back on some calories will help, at least when we do get to that point. So a little, no pun intended, folks, a little food for thought. I hope this helped somebody. By all means, comment where you're at. If you want me to touch on this subject a little bit more, I absolutely would love to do that. Let me know.